Look like this also look like this. Bodies that look like this also look like this. Backs that look like this also look like this. Bodies that look like this also look like this. Stomachs that look like this also look like this. And it is also look like this.
Okay, so I figured out how to phrase why I don't think skinny people should be leading the body positivity movement, and I'll be using this trend as an example, except I'll be using Lizzo's video because I think she's doing everything right. So if you watch this trend, you'll see a bunch of people who are showing off their body when it's posed and quote-unquote perfect, and then when it's unposed in its imperfect, relaxed state with the back rolls and the arm fat and stuff like that. And the message is that to love your body how it comes, whether it's deemed as perfect or imperfect, which is definitely a super important message, except it still subscribes to the idea that there's such thing as a perfect or an imperfect body. And what Lizzo does when she shows her body in its natural state the entire time is that she challenges the idea that there's an imperfect or an imperfect body at all. Because skinny people can more or less fluctuate between the imperfect and perfect editions of beauty, we have a harder time accepting our body in its quote-unquote imperfect way. But because fat people are deemed imperfect all the time, they're having a conversation about dismantling the idea of a perfect body at all. Long story short, skinny people are talking about acceptance, fat people are talking about liberation. And it's perfectly normal to be insecure. I'm insecure about my body all the time. But skinny people don't confront the fact that we're afraid of being fat or why. And until we're ready to have that conversation, we shouldn't be in charge.
Okay, and I'd just like to input here. I understand where you're coming from, and I absolutely respect everything that you have to say here, but I would like to go ahead and input that body positivity is for everyone to understand how to accept their bodies. There are skinny people who are fighting with eating disorders because they do not accept their bodies, and I understand that you're saying is acceptance versus freedom, but freedom of the mind is freedom of the mind. Everyone should love their bodies just the way it is. Some women are very skinny and people say they look like skeletons. That's another different spectrum of body positivity. People have to accept themselves in all different shapes, all different forms, all different colors, all different everything that we have going on. Whether you have blotches on your skin, whether you have different skin conditions, whatever it is that you're going through, body positivity is for you to accept yourself, for you to love yourself, and no woman should be telling any other woman that they can't do something to promote body positivity.